And now another Rye Observation by John Kalu. A Yankee jazz singer in Cuzco.
Cuzco sits about 11,000 feet up in the mountains, and your pilot has to navigate between two huge Andean peaks before smacking onto the poorly paved tarmac, in a way most foreigners consider bone-jarring as we watch the locals smile, having landed safely. Using a phrase that has served me well in other Latin American cities, I asked the taxi driver to take me to the second best hotel in town. That tells him I want something clean and comfortable, but I'm not an idiot who will pay top dollar without negotiating. He takes me to the Hotel San Agustin. It's a beauty and a bargain where I settle in to stay for an indeterminate length of time while I work on my first great American novel. They served me mate de coca. It's a tea made of coca leaves to combat altitude sickness. It's not advisable to do much more on your first day than take a short walk on the cobblestone streets. I browse the postcards, chiclets, candy, roasted pigs, ears of corn, and alpaca sweaters, plus handcrafted jewelry offered by the local street vendors dressed in their colorful peasant garb. My wonderful good fortune leads me to a Peruvian-Japanese restaurant named Pucaro. They serve one of the best soups I've ever had in my life, along with a modest, almost Buddhist dish of rice and veggies that was equally satisfying. I don't know if the place is still there, but it was nearly worth the trip all by itself. The second day, I made my way to Saxe Woman. It's spelled nothing like it sounds. It's the ruins of an Incan village in the foothills a few miles outside of town. In addition to the massive stones so precisely cut they defy you to slide a single sheet of paper in between them, and the remnants of ingenious terrace farming techniques that gave water and shade in measured amounts calculated to produce the greatest crop yield on each successive level, I'm shown a curiosity by a local young girl who must have peeked into the very depths of my soul. She introduces me to the Speaker Circle, which is a group of stones about 100 pounds apiece and roughly 18 inches tall by 2 foot wide. They're set in an oval shape surrounding a soft clay substance she advises me not to walk upon. It's about 50 feet across, and yet as we stand on opposite sides, she whispers, and I hear her lovely young voice, as if inside my own head, with absolute and perfect clarity. I start to sing softly, and I can feel my own voice amplified from beneath me and inside me in a way that no studio will ever reproduce. A geologist I speak with later explains that the Inca created a natural echo chamber beneath the sacred ground for the purpose of enhancing the speaker's voice from on top of any stone surrounding the circle. They may not have had a written language, but they sure knew their acoustics. Back at the hotel that night, in the bar, restaurant, and lounge upstairs, I listened with great amusement to an organist playing Broadway show tunes in 30s and 40s jazz standards. In a moment of inspiration, I start to sing along, and I'm invited to stand beside him and entertain the modest crowd. The next night, we're joined by a violinist and a drummer playing the Peruvian cajon, which is a thin wooden box played barehanded while sitting on top of it. The hotel manager hears I've drawn a crowd. They don't get many Yankee jazz singers in this part of the world, so my room and meals are free from then on, as long as I feel like singing a couple hours every night. Turns out to be one of the best gigs I've ever played.